On 26th of April, Ukraine remembered the accident that happened in the Chornobyl nuclear power plant. Then there was a wildfire, the one of reactors. As a result, Ukraine and all the world had become victims of environmental disaster. Inhabitants of several settlements had been evacuated and they will never come back home. Consequences of the accident had become a heritage of communistic regime for all post-Soviet states. How it was, watching the following story.
What is burning at your place? Explosion at the main building, between 3rd and 4th blocks. Whether there are people? Yes, call all the staff. The commander is already informed. Call for all unit, all officers. This is the historical conversation between dispatchers from the station and firemen. That moment nobody knew the real scale of the accident at the power plant. Also, nobody knew that Chernobyl disaster will have become the real starting point for Soviet Union collapse. All life spheres were under the control of the State Security Committee, at least it seemed so. On the 26th of April 1986, at night, telephone call was heard at the apartment of the head of Pripyat local department of KGB. I got that call, they say, wildfire. In 20 minutes we had been at the station. When I had come there was a little light over the reactor. Surprisingly, block has become shorter. Operative group was asking the staff near the burning reactor in order to confirm the version of Foreign Special Services diversion. Despite the fact that Gorbachev proclaimed the course to democratization, Soviet people still believed that Soviet Union was surrounded by cruel enemies. Soviet Union also had its own diversionists who were prepared to damage power plants in Europe. That day, 5th unit of KGB was watching the security of Soviet objects. There were people who desired to develop the variant of diversion. It were those who had to be responsible for catastrophe, director and so on. But in very short term this version was put off. The signalization was not damaged by perimeter of the plant. On the 27th of April, Government Commission made the decision to evacuate inhabitants of Pripyat. The negative radioactive situation appears at the nuclear power plant. In order to keep people safe, it is necessary to provide temporary evacuation of inhabitants of the city. Locals of Chernobyl and Pripyat didn't know that temporary evacuation is forever. At the same time, 1st of May was coming, communistic holiday of all working people. Soviet authority decided to hide nuclear disaster. Despite of the radioactive danger, festive demonstration was appointed on the 1st of May. But Europe ranged the alarm. Radioactive Chernobyl cloud had reached Northland. President of United States Reagan got the photos of the wildfire at the power plant, but Kremlin does nothing. Finally, on the 14th of May, Soviet leader Gorbachev was forced to make a speech. Taking into account extreme and dangerous character of what had happened in Chernobyl, Political Bureau of Communist Party has taken organization of work concerning the liquidation of the accident under the control. Communistic Party acted according to its manner, sparing no people. On these shots, liquidators are trying to dust the reactor. The protection from crazy radiation is quite conventional. Majority of them died very soon because of radiation sickness. The reason of the accident also was a Soviet event – to create useful invention on the occasion of communistic holiday and to get state prize. Staff of Chernobyl power plant provided the experiment which could give little additional electric energy in case of stop of plant's work. But the experiment went out of the control. As a result, there was a great ecology disaster and hundreds of victims. The myth about efficiency of communistic authority was destroyed in mind of Soviet people. First protest actions in the end of 18th was organized under ecology motors. Police cruelly dispersed meetings, but people come back. As a result, communistic empire which threatened all the world, was destroyed from inside.